Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion is a remake of the classic game that first released on the PlayStation Portable back in 2007. With the original game being PSP exclusive, many fans of the series actually missed their chance to play this game in its prime. Now it's finally time to see if the heavily requested classic remake can live up to fans' long-awaited expectations, and how this game fares to modern day gaming and new fans of the series.
Same routine as before. Are you ready?
I have to be.
Crisis Core is a prequel to the well-loved Final Fantasy VII game, which beautifully tells the backstory of some of the most iconic characters in the series. The story focuses mainly on Zack Fair, who is a Shinra soldier looking to climb his way up the ranks to pursue his dreams of becoming a hero. Naturally, this task does not come easy. Zack is very early confronted with death, betrayal, and conflicted morals. The story feels like a great introduction to the series, which also dives into the past of the most iconic character, Cloud Strife, and his insanely infamous weapon, the Buster Sword. The graphics in this game are naturally a big improvement, and they seem to hold up quite well, feeling quite refreshing. However, in comparison to the Final Fantasy VII remake, which came out in 2020, this game really falls behind, as the previous game was a complete remake made from the ground up, and this feels more like a remaster. That is definitely a downside to this game, and the fact that this was originally made for a handheld console does make it a little bit uncomfortable to play on a big screen. The main dated aspect of this game does come in the mission section. All these missions are clearly designed for a portable console, so they are very short. They are a minute to 2 minutes long, and if you are overpowered, you are completely finishing these missions in about 30 seconds. Having said that, I actually completed the highest majority of this game using my Steam Deck, and if you are playing on a Steam Deck or a Nintendo Switch, these missions might actually be more well suited for you. But if I was sat in front of a big TV, I would not want to be doing 1 minute missions. It just seems a little bit boring. Each one of the missions have random enemies pop up out of nowhere, like you was in a cave in a Pokemon game. This gameplay aspect does feel really stale and is very boring. However, I found a little bit of a glitch where if you run to the side and keep running to the side of every single mission, you can skip the highest majority of enemies, which is something I felt I had to do because it was just a little bit too boring to plow through all these missions. Ignoring the pointless mailing system and the overly complicated meta fusions, the combat in this game has been the biggest improvement so far. The combat felt very fluent and at some point challenging to stay alive, especially when you're going on the harder missions. I found there were lots of dodging needed, and the magic abilities really came in clutch. Most enemies had their magic or weakness displayed above their heads, and in some cases if you use the opposite magic, it actually grows the enemy's health rather than depletes it, which was a very good touch because it makes you really think about what you have to do. The combat phase features a constant random slot machine element which allows the player to use special moves, power-ups and even summons. This has absolutely no skill involved and the player cannot control any aspect at all. It is completely random. This personally feels like a waste of time when you've got the most powerful summon against their almost beaten weak enemy. If the slot machine lands on 777, then the player gets a completely random level up, which is nice. However, it seems very unachievable if you defeat most of your enemies fast.
Weird trees. That means this is Benora Village? Angeal's hometown?
The voice actor of Zack Fair has changed from the original Crisis Core game, which is personally fine with me because I do believe that the current actor does play quite a good job. However, lots of fans don't like this and they would much prefer the old voice actor. Some fans are even requesting this for DLC, which to be honest with you guys, that ain't gonna happen, but good luck.
What the hell did you do, Angeal? Is that your idea of honor?
Unfortunately, most of the dialogue didn't feel as heartwarming as I actually remember the game being. That may be just down to do with the age of the game and the story not changing at all. Although one of my biggest critiques is when you actually turn the background music off in the game, it all sounds very stale. This isn't the end of the world, as fans who already liked Crisis Core will probably understand that anyway. However, I have noticed when you do turn down the game music, A lot of the cutscenes have absolutely no volume at all, apart from the dialogue, so there'll be no explosions, no background music, no nothing in any of the cutscenes, which is very, very annoying. This personally didn't bother me because I played it with the sound on, although if you were a streamer, however, this may be very annoying and inconvenient. A lot of streamers like to have the background music down so they can comfortably interact with their chat and avoid any potential copyright bans.
Soldier doesn't mean monster.
Despite this game having a lot of dated aspects and by far not perfect, this game was still a fun playthrough. It took me roughly 16 to 17 hours to complete the game, and that is with completing 50% of the side missions, so I did spend a fair bit of time on them because there are a lot of them. I was very happy with playing this game, although I would have liked all my missions to stay there after I completed the game because I wanted to go back and do more, but when you complete the game, all of the missions start again fresh. Although you do keep all your health, all your magic abilities and all your stats, so going through these missions are super duper quick and you are overpowered as anything after completing the game. Even on New Game Plus, changing the difficulty level to hard, it is super duper easy. For me, this game doesn't have a lot of replay value and it doesn't feel like there is much to do after you complete the game, but the story is great and it is really fun. For anybody who is a Final Fantasy VII fan, this is highly recommended for you. If you were expecting gameplay to be as smooth as the Final Fantasy VII remake, you will be disappointed. However, if you have enjoyed Crisis Core on the PSP and you really want to relive that, this is a great remake or remaster, however you want to describe this game. For staying completely true to the original PSP game and me being unable to put this game down until completion, I am going to give this game a solid 7 out of 10. If you enjoy reviews like these, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. If you do have anything to say on this game, please let me know in the comments. Have you completed this game or are you thinking of getting this game? What would you give this game out of 10? Let us know below. It's Mark from Modern Tech. Thanks for watching.
By the way, what is your dream? To become first? Is it?
No. To become a hero.
Ah, good. Unattainable dreams are the best kind.
Thanks?